Well, good morning. This is Chris Jones with the University of Arizona Cooperative Extension, and you are with us today for a special edition of the Garden and Country Extension webinar series. This morning, we're going to be talking about the Natural Resources Extension Education Foundation 2021 campaign launch. And we are here with Sandy Smith and the NREEF board, or the Natural Resources Extension Education Foundation board. Here is our presenter, Sanford Smith, PhD. He's a teaching professor of forest resources and extension specialist at Pennsylvania State University, and he is our NREEF president. So, Sandy, welcome, and why don't you get us started here?
Thank you, Chris. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. Well, I think that we'll start off with just a little short video. It's just a minute and a half, which will tell you a little bit about NREEF, or the Natural Resources Extension Education Foundation. And then we'll come back together and we'll hear from the board about what ANREP is and what we're up to and why we think it's so important that you find out about NREEF. So let's see this video for a moment.
Hi, Sanford Smith here from NREEF. I suspect that many of you have heard of NREEF, but maybe you're not quite sure what it's all about. Well, NREEF is the Natural Resources Extension Education Foundation, and we're all about generating funds and resources to support the kind of work you do in natural resources. NREEF was birthed out of ANREP, and NREEF can receive funds from other nonprofits. We can receive funds from corporations and provide a tax benefit to them. We can receive funds from individuals like yourself to support the kind of work we do. We can also receive funds from groups, from state chapters or other organizations that want to set up a memorial or an honor program in the name of someone. So we can do all sorts of kinds of things that ANREP itself can't do. We are looking for people to help us on our board of trustees, and we're looking for people that can help us with our development and fundraising. We want to protect the natural resources and educate people about them, and we're all about supporting you as extension workers.
All right, well, as the video said, we are a nonprofit charitable foundation, and the main audience we seek to serve are natural resources extension professionals like you. The trustees of NREEF are all natural resources professionals as well, and we're looking to benefit and elevate our profession. NREEF is like a stump sprout of ANREP. In fact, we were the brainchild of numerous past presidents of NREEF. Excuse me, I'm getting my acronyms mixed up, ANREP, and many individuals who have served on in leadership roles with the National ANREP board. So we really just were sprouted off of ANREP, so to speak. We incorporated in Idaho, and we received our IRS approval at the end of 2019. And we were recognized as a national charity, a 501c3 charity. Now, the NREEF trustees spent 2020 listening to and dialoguing with you and the colleagues that you work with from across the United States through focus groups and through key informant surveys and learning how to run a nonprofit charity. NREEF raised about $4,000 in 2020, and we're now kicking off our first major fundraising campaign effort, which you'll hear about in a few moments. But before we go any further, I want to call on Eli Sager from Minnesota to talk a little bit about NREEF's purpose.
Well, thanks, Sandy. I'm really excited to be part of NREEF, and I'm glad to have a chance here to talk a little bit about our purpose. We really want to help ensure the highest possible impact of extension natural resources programs. That's why we're here. Our vision states that we aspire to improve the growth, reach, and impact of extension education programs that address our natural environment and how to care for it. We believe that the cooperative extension education system is the best way to foster science-based learning and action to help people conserve and care for the natural world. We support Extension natural resources and environmental professionals, that's you, to deliver innovative and impactful programs. Through NREEF, our community and friends now have a vehicle to make personal, corporate, or other kinds of contributions to support innovation, impact, and equity through Extension natural resources programs. And next, I think we're going to hear from Lara, who's going to talk a little bit about why we need NREEF.
Thanks, Eli. Yeah, so just a reminder for those of you that don't know me, I'm the current past president for ANREP, and we are super excited to have the foundation, or NREEF. You might hear us use these terms interchangeably, because as Sandy said in his video, this really helps ANREP to kind of fill a role that we couldn't before. And so we can now accept donations. We didn't really have a way to do that before, and that comes in a variety of forms. Again, as Eli's alluded to and Sandy, we can accept donations from people just like you, corporate donations, financial bequests, whether that's through wills or estate planning. You can set up memorial funds or honor funds for those maybe that have had a big impact on your life or who have had a big impact on natural resources, just in general in the world, in your field, in your area. And all of this is really to support professional development for natural resource extension professionals to ultimately allow us to have a bigger impact and hopefully benefit natural resources in throughout the whole country. We are nationwide. So, and again, I just want to stress these are tax deductible charitable donations and contributions that you can make. And again, filling a role that ANREP couldn't before. So we're super grateful for NREEF and the foundation. And I'll hand it back to you, Sandy.
Okay, well, you're going to hand it to me, and I'm going to pass it on to one of our other trustees, Ramona Matasingh Hector from Florida, and she's going to talk a little bit about our campaign. And Dean Solomon, our treasurer for NREEF, is going to tell you more about that way to give.
Great, thank you so much, Sandy. I'm excited to be here with everyone today. I've been an NREEF trustee for about 2 years, and I've served as ANREP treasurer in the past. So we're super excited to be able to launch our first major fundraising campaign in conjunction with kicking off the 2021 ANREP virtual conference. You know, our goal is to have as many individual donors as possible in our inaugural campaign this year, and we're asking every ANREP member, as well as anyone who is a supporter of natural resource extension programs, to contribute to our 2021 campaign. You can see on my virtual background here that our campaign is $20.21 is what we're hoping that every founding NREEF contributor will donate this year. And you can go to that link that's on my virtual background screen, nreef.org/give. And you'll be able to access our donate button there. We certainly, as heard from Sandy earlier, that our ANREP past presidents led the way, but we're hoping and asking everyone to chip in and pitch in this year $20.21 or more to our inaugural campaign, and every founding contributor to our 2021 campaign will receive a commemorative sticker designed by us truly, your NREEF trustees, to commemorate your donation. And we're really looking forward to everyone pitching in and supporting our 2021 campaign. I'm going to turn it over to Dean Solomon here to remind you again about how you can contribute to NREEF fundraising throughout the effort, throughout the year, if you would, outside of just our 2021 campaign.
Yeah, indeed, as Ramona said, just clicking on nreef.org and the give button, it gives you several choices, opportunities to give. One is by check, certainly, or by credit card. There's also an option to identify the Natural Resource Extension Education Foundation on Amazon Smile. That's a way to be able to give effortlessly, and a small portion of your purchases through Amazon would be designated to our foundation. The gifts are tax deductible, fully tax deductible, and you may recall that with the CARES Act, this year you can deduct $300 per individual above the line, so you don't need to itemize in order to be able to give this year to NREEF and to receive a tax deduction. So, and as Ramona said, you get that really cool, nifty, one-of-a-kind sticker this year, highly valuable. Your colleagues will be jealous of you for having that on your water bottle. So again, several ways to give to NREEF.
Great, thank you, everybody. I wanted to point out that you are looking at the Board of Trustees of NREEF, with the exception of two people who couldn't be with us this morning, and that's John Kushla, who was, let's see, he's the past president, just stepped down from being past president, and Don Hanley, who was the first president of ANREP in 1997, 98, I think it was. He could correct me sometime if I got that wrong, but that was the very beginning. I remember clearly him as the president and how he inspired me to be part of ANREP, and enjoyed the good, 20 years almost since then, 24 years. So NREEF is again a stump sprout of ANREP, in that we are birthed out of ANREP, but we can do more. We can support this conference that you're participating in and other conferences, and we hope to support the conference in Kalamazoo, Michigan next year, because that's something that we are here for, to support professional development of natural resources extension professionals. That's really our major thing that we want to emphasize and support, so that we as extension educators and extension specialists and professionals can do great work and continue to do that great work in the future. Now, we can entertain questions if you'd like, but otherwise, this is the end of our formal session here with a panel with trustees of NREEF.